If someone had told me the island wasn't real, I would have believed them. For centuries, it existed only in myths, a place that appeared once every 50 years, veiled in mist, untouched by time. Abasi Island, they called it. A place of ghosts. A place of lost memories. I was a historian, not a fool. I had spent my life chasing truths buried beneath legends. But some myths, I would come to learn, do not want to be found. It started with a letter. I, Professor David Okafor. I know where to find Abasi Island. Come quickly before it disappears again. There was no signature. No explanation. Only a set of coordinates, off the southern coast of Gabon. I should have ignored it. Should have told myself it was a hoax, like the others before it. But Abasi had haunted my research for years. Old maps marked it, then erased it. Sailors swore they had seen it, only to vanish or return with no memory of their journey. And now, someone had found it. I had to go. The island revealed itself on the third night at sea. One moment, there was nothing but dark water stretching endlessly. Then, mist. It rolled in thick and sudden, swallowing the boat. A ship emerged from the fog, jagged cliffs rising from the waves, trees calling toward the sky like skeletal fingers. We stepped ashore in silence. The air was wrong, dense, heavy, pressing against our skin. My crew, seasoned men who had braved the most dangerous expeditions, whispered prayers under their breath. Even they felt it. Something was watching us. The village lay just beyond the trees, untouched by time. Clay huts stood as if their owners had merely stepped out for a moment. Woven mats lay undisturbed, dried herbs still hanging in doorways. But there were no people. No footprints in the dirt. Then, the whisper came. Who remembers you? The words slithered through the air, more felt than heard. A chill crept down my spine. Then Emmanuel, one of my crew, a man I had known for years, staggered. His eyes were wide, filled with something I couldn't name. Who are you? I felt the blood drain from my face. By morning, two more had forgotten. One sat on the shore, staring into the waves, unable to recall his own name. Another clutched a photograph of a family he no longer recognized. The island was taking something from us. I searched desperately for answers. Deep in the village, hidden beneath the root of an ancient tree, I found it, a stone tablet, carved with symbols worn by time. Most were indecipherable. But one phrase stood out, written in a language I understood. Abasi keeps what is forgotten. The island was alive. And it was feeding on us. Then, they appeared. Figures emerged from the mist, silent, empty-eyed. Men and women in clothing from different centuries. A child in colonial era garments. A sailor with torn cuffs. An explorer in tattered khakis. One of them, a woman with hollow cheeks and sunken eyes, reached for me. Please, she whispered, take us home. I felt the weight of her words, the agony of lost years. These were the ones who had vanished, sailors, explorers, the curious and the unfortunate. Trapped. Unremembered. If we stayed to help them, we would become like them, shadows of the past, erased from history. But if we left, Abasi would go on devouring others. And then, the whisper came again, calling around my bones like a serpent. Who will remember you? I made my decision. I gathered my crew, what remained of them, and forced them toward the boat. The forgotten ones reached for us, pleading, their voices raw with desperation. Some of my men hesitated. But I knew, if we lingered, even for a moment, we would never leave. As soon as our boat touched open water, the island began to fade. Mist swallowed it whole, and within seconds, it was gone. Like it had never existed. What remains? When we returned, I expected questions. Disbelief. But the worst part was this. No one remembered we had left. Our families had no memory of our departure. The university had no record of our expedition. Even my own journals, pages were missing, ripped from existence. Abasi had taken something from me. But I remembered and I realized there are some things that should be left the way they are. Don't fight it.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep the stories alive.